Every living thing starts with a seed. If I go outside into my garden, every tree, every plant, every vegetable that I grow in the summer started with a seed. You and I, we started with a seed. Now there's 3 irrefutable laws or characteristics about every seed. The first is, no seed can grow until you've planted it. While the seed is just a seed, it will not produce anything until it has been planted into the ground and it has been cultivated. The second characteristic is that every seed can only produce to its own character. So if I plant an apple tree, an apple seed, I will get an apple tree. If I plant carrot seeds in my vegetable gardens, I will get carrots. And the third characteristic of every seed is that it takes time to grow. If I plant my apple seed today, I'm not going to have apples tomorrow. I might not even have apples in the next 3 to 5 years. Some apple trees might even take 10 years before you actually have any apples. So where am I going with this? We have seed thoughts every day. Think about your thoughts as seeds. And every seed thought that you have exactly the same 3 characteristics or irrefutable laws, if you want to call them that. Every seed thought, you have a choice to either cultivate it into an action, into a habit, or not. Doesn't matter. Every seed thought that you have that choice. But here's the thing. Whatever seed thought you choose to take further into an action, in other words, you're going to plant that and you're going to cultivate it into some action in your life, it is going to produce whatever seed thought it is, the characteristic of that seed thought. And it might take time before you actually see the fruit of your choices. Now let me give you a practical example. I have a problem with heartburn, and I've had this problem all of my life. And I have now developed a condition that's known as Barrett's esophagus, which is just a change in my esophagus that places me at a higher risk of esophageal cancer. Now, I went to a training event yesterday, and when I got to the training event, they had coffee and muffins, they had tea and fruit. Now, I have a choice. My seed thought is, I would like to have coffee and muffins because I love coffee and muffins. But the problem is, those are 2 of the things that always gives me severe heartburn. Now, I have a choice. I can say, you know what, I'm going to ignore the fact that, I have this Barrett's esophagus, and I'm going to have the coffee and the muffins anyway. Now, here's the problem. I have no control over the action and the fruit of my seed thought that I've just cultivated. My body is going to react the way it always reacts. Just thinking that maybe nothing is going to happen is not going to change the characteristics of that seed thought that I've just planted. I'm going to have the heartburn, and I'm going to have an even increased risk. And the thing with Barrett's esophagus is that you don't get it the first time you have heartburn. It is from years and years of ignoring the symptoms and just living with it that resulted this condition. Now, this is true of anything in your life. Your relationships, your health, your place in life. And so, whatever the fruit is in your life, The question you need to ask yourself is, what seed thoughts that I plant and cultivate that brought me to where I am today? If you are in debt, well, it's choices that you made that placed you in that position of debt. If you have high cholesterol, well, it's choices that you've made, seed thoughts that you've planted that resulted in your condition. If you have a poor relationship with your spouse or your kids, it's probably choices that you've made every day to either watch the TV or cultivate an intimate relationship that's resulted to where you are today. So whenever you want to make a change in your life, it needs to start with that seed thought. And what you need to start to do is you need to plant different seeds and cultivate different seeds. And yes, it might take a while before you actually see the results or the fruit of that. But that's absolutely worth it. Don't wait like I did until you have a scary condition to change the way you act upon your thoughts. Plant the right seed thoughts into actions in your life, and you will cultivate the right fruit, the right results for your life, whatever that is that you want to have. That's my encouragement for today, and I will speak to you in another video.